Have you ever wondered how a muddy rice field in Louisiana can produce more than 3 million pounds of crawfish a year? It sounds like something out of a tall tale, but it's very real. Each spring, family farms across the state pull off a harvest that feeds thousands, and it all starts with something as simple as water, mud, and a bit of teamwork. Picture endless flat fields, flooded with water under a hot southern sky. Here, rice grows in the summer, and crawfish follow in the fall. The two crops share the same ground, but they help each other in ways that seem almost accidental. Yet this partnership is anything but random. That's what makes Louisiana's crawfish farms so unique. The land never sleeps. When the rice has been cut and the grain is gone, the fields come alive with a different kind of harvest. A slow-moving, red-shelled army waiting to be scooped up. It's nature and hard work, rolling together. Stick around, and you'll see just how this double crop dance works from mud to meal. Rice and crawfish might seem like unlikely partners. In Louisiana, though, they're almost family. The reason goes back generations. Farmers realized that after the rice harvest, they were left with muddy, wet fields. Crawfish loved those flooded plots. So, why not raise both? This partnership is smart farming. It lets the land rest and recover while still making money. The rice crop feeds people, and the leftover bits feed crawfish. By rotating the fields, farmers avoid wearing out the soil. This is a win for the land and the farmer's wallet. Timing is everything. Rice is planted in spring and grows all summer. When it's cut in the fall, the fields aren't drained dry. Instead, water is pumped in, creating a shallow pond just deep enough for crawfish to dig in and thrive. It's a balance. Grow one crop, then flip the field to support another. It keeps the farm busy almost year-round and makes the most of every acre. Crawfish need the right home. A flooded rice field with its mud and leftover stubble is perfect. Water, not too deep or too shallow, covers the field. This lets the crawfish hide, burrow, and feed. The mud is soft, easy for them to dig into, and the rice stalks give them protection from predators. Farmers manage water levels carefully. Too little and the crawfish dry out. Too much and they can't reach the food. Getting it just right takes experience, and a lot of checking and rechecking gates and pumps. The goal is to mimic a slow-moving bayou where crawfish grow best. The fields are fenced to keep out fish and turtles, which would love a crawfish snack. Farmers also watch water quality, making sure the environment stays healthy. Sometimes birds swoop in for a meal, so scarecrows aren't uncommon. It's not as simple as just adding water. It's a careful act of stewardship, tuning every piece just so crawfish can thrive. Once rice is harvested, what's left behind isn't waste. It's food. The stubble and bits of grain scattered across the field begin to rot. As they break down, they release nutrients into the water and mud. This feeds tiny bugs and snails, which in turn become snacks for hungry crawfish. Crawfish are natural recyclers. They scavenge through the muck, eating everything from rotting plants to tiny invertebrates. The more organic matter, the better for their growth. Farmers call this the crawfish buffet. It happens for free. No added feed needed. This natural recycling has another benefit. It keeps the fields clean and healthy for next year's rice crop. Crawfish stir the mud and break up plant material, acting like tiny tillers. They help recycle nutrients back into the soil. It's a cycle. Rice feeds crawfish. Crawfish clean the field, and the field is ready for rice again. Nothing is wasted. Crawfish don't leap into buckets by themselves. Harvesting them is a hands-on job. Early each morning, workers launch flat-bottom push boats into the shallow water. These boats move slowly, gliding over the mud without sinking. Their small engines are just strong enough to nudge along. Rows of wire mesh traps dot the field. Each trap is baited, sometimes with fish, sometimes with special pellets. Crawfish crawl in but can't crawl out. The worker slides up to each trap, pops it open, and dumps the wriggling catch into a basket. Then, they rebait the trap and move to the next. It's repetitive, muddy, and sometimes back-breaking work, but it's efficient. A skilled worker can check hundreds of traps in a morning. Each trap might yield a handful or a whole bucket depending on the day. By late morning, the baskets are heavy with crawfish, and the field echoes with the sounds of harvest. Crawfish farming is not for the faint of heart. Workers start before sunrise, often wading knee-deep through chilly water. Every trap must be checked by hand, one at a time. There are hundreds, sometimes thousands, scattered across the fields. Each step is a test of balance and endurance. The mud grabs at your boots. The sun rises higher, warming the water but making the air heavy. Mosquitoes buzz. Sometimes, storms roll in, turning the field into a slippery mess. Yet the workers press on, guided by years of routine and a sense of pride in their craft. It's tough, gritty work. Fingers numb from cold water, Backs ache from lifting trap after trap, but there's camaraderie in the fields. Teams joke and shout across the rows, racing to see who fills their baskets fastest. Everyone knows the harvest depends on their effort. When the last trap is checked, workers load up the day's catch and head for the barn, muddy, tired, but satisfied. Crawfish can't sit around for long. The moment they leave the field, the clock starts ticking. Workers rush the baskets to waiting trucks. The crawfish are still alive, packed under wet burlap to keep them cool and damp. This is the first step on their journey from mud to meal. Trucks drive the catch straight to the processing plant. Speed matters here. Crawfish are sensitive. They need fresh air and moisture or they won't survive the trip. Drivers check the loads, making sure nothing gets too hot on the way. At the plant, the crawfish are unloaded into large holding tanks. Cool, circulating water keeps them lively. Workers quickly weigh the catch, logging the total for the day. Some loads are huge, filling the room with the sound of clattering shells. The goal is simple: keep the crawfish alive and healthy until they're ready for cleaning and sorting. Crawfish may be muddy when they arrive, but they won't stay that way for long. Inside the plant, workers dump them into washing machines, giant tubs with spinning paddles and jets of water. Mud, leaves, and debris swirl away, leaving the crawfish clean and bright. Next comes the sorting line. Experienced eyes and quick hands separate the big ones from the small. The best crawfish, large, lively, and unbroken, go to market. Smaller or damaged ones are set aside. Every crawfish is inspected. Quality matters, and the workers take pride in their product. Sometimes, workers find young crawfish too small to eat. These are carefully set aside. They'll be returned to the fields, giving them a chance to grow and keep the population strong for next season. This careful, hands-on approach ensures that only the best crawfish move to the next stage. Sustainability is the secret to Louisiana's crawfish success. When young crawfish are picked out at the plant, they're not wasted. Workers keep them alive in water tanks. Later, trucks return them to the fields, releasing them back into the muddy water. This simple act helps guarantee next year's crop. Meanwhile, fully grown crawfish head for the packing line. Here, machines take over. Crawfish tumble through chutes into automated sorting bins. They're weighed, portioned, and packed into sacks or boxes, ready for shipping. Ice keeps them cool and fresh. Labels are added, showing where the crawfish came from and when they were packed. Everything moves fast. Freshness is everything in this business. Trucks are loaded late at night or early in the morning. Some crawfish go to local markets, others speed off to restaurants across the country. The process is efficient but always keeps one eye on the future. Saving the young means the harvest will never run dry. All this work leads to a single moment: the crawfish boil. Friends and families gather around steaming pots. Crawfish, corn, potatoes, and spices go in together. The smell fills the air, peppery, sweet, unmistakable. Boils are loud affairs with laughter, music, and plenty of mess. When the cooking's done, the table is covered with newspaper. Piles of bright red crawfish are dumped out. The ritual begins. Twist the tail, pinch the meat, suck the head for the spicy juice. It's not fancy, but it's delicious. Everyone has their own method, but there are no strangers at a crawfish boil. It's about more than just food. It's a celebration of hard work and good company. People swap stories and jokes, share recipes, and pass down traditions to the next generation. This is what makes Louisiana's crawfish industry special. Every pound harvested ends up in a moment like this. Louisiana's crawfish farms are more than just muddy fields. They're a testament to tradition, teamwork, and smart stewardship. The partnership between rice and crawfish is no accident. It's the result of years of learning, adapting, and respecting the land. Each person, from the farmer to the trap checker to the plant worker, plays a vital role. Together, they turn muddy water into a feast that feeds families and builds community. It's hard work, but it's honest. And it's sustainable too. Each year the cycle begins again without wasting a thing. That's why crawfish farming is woven into the fabric of Louisiana life. It's about more than just business. It's about pride, resilience, and a love for the land and its traditions. So next time you crack open a crawfish tale, remember the journey. From rice field to festival table, it's a story written in mud, water, and a whole lot of heart.